Go back to the page and refresh. And there she is. Okay, it's left aligned. Depends on the browser. I think Dave built it and it was for Internet Explorer. So it should be perfectly fine in Internet Explorer, and it is. Nice and centered. And you can see the image. If I click the image, it goes to the page that I wanted. Remember, we picked this particular page, so that's great. Click any of these other pages. Bakersfield, Baldwin Park, California, local SEO experts. Choose frontline SEO. Our local SEO expert company. Blah 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 blah. Click the picture above. Alright, it puts the link in there. It's fantastic. Everything's linking. Everything's linking. We can see that. We can check our sitemap. And there's the MOWG sitemap right there. So the master. Here are all those 24 links that we created and their own sitemap inside of there. So their own page. And it works great. We close all the tabs. We don't need that. We've got our index with project and the vars. That works. We know that. The project profile has been created. That works. We know that. So we need a project batch. I can edit Dave's. Let's see what he has here. Same thing. So I actually don't need that in there. So I'll delete that. And I'm going to right click and edit so I can see the actual batch file information. And I need to change this, right? So I'm going to delete. And I'm going to go to the profile itself that I want to run. So put one more slash in there. Copy that. Right here where the quote is, well, you can see what I'm about to replace. Everything up until the index dash with project. Paste. So that is now the correct path for that particular profile right there. Then I file, save, and X out. So now my project batch is done, my project profile is done, and my index with project and var sheet done. So now you do the same exact steps with subdomain. I will go, let me just pull up the subs folder here. Okay, I'm looking at this and it's basically a duplicate of the other one prior to me editing anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete that. Yes, I'm gonna copy this and paste it, and then I'm gonna rename to subdomains.csv. Okay, so I know that one's set. And then index with subdomain I'm gonna open with Dreamweaver because we changed a couple things on the other one. The main thing that we need to pay attention with why he has an index subdomain is that these ones do not have domain/project in it. If you notice the project here, you got domain/project. These do not, this index-subdomains.html does not have the project because it's for subdomains. So what we don't have fixed in this, and what we simply can do, we'll simply do something easier than editing that page. We're going to find every instance of domain/project. So highlight and make sure you get the dash after, and you're going to press Control C, then Control F, and you see it's right there. And you're going to paste it on the bottom half, but you're going to remove project dash, and click up top over here. So you start at the beginning of your document, find it, replace, and you can see that it fixed it. Boom. Find the next one, replace, 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 replace. And that's it. That's the last one. You hit find next. It doesn't show anywhere. Still has our stat counter code because we don't want Dave's stat counter code. We want ours because it's our tracking. The other thing that you want to make sure of is that you hit File, Save As, and you're going to do index subdomains if you want that one. I usually name it index without project. Save, and that's that. It has my one-off files, has everything I need. So now my var sheet, and that works. So then the next thing I need to do is create the subdomain profile, right? So he had a profile in here for subdomains. So we will load that one, profile subdomains, and load it because it has the folder structure, right? We want to keep that. So here's what we do. Actually, disregard that. Make it easier. We're actually gonna load. We have one with our information already, our domain name, our FTP information already. So this is what I'll do instead. I'm gonna browse. I'm gonna grab index without project, and I'm gonna grab my vars subdomains, right? And I will save as subdomain profile. And do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. Fantastic. X out immediately, and we'll go back in here, and I can delete this profiles folder. I don't need his anymore. I've got my own. So subdomain profile right there. Open it, load it, subdomain, and we still have our folder structure. Fantastic. The one other thing I need to do right now before I press on is go into my hosting account and actually create a subdomain. So that's what I'm going to do. Be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and created local SEO subdomain. So it's going to be local SEO.frontlinehomebusiness, and then it's in the public HTML, and the folder is local SEO. Okay, we'll save it. You can hit next. Should work, and it does. So it should start uploading. Perfect. I'll pause, be back when it's done. Alright, all done. Let's go check it out. So we know that it's a subdomain called local SEO dot frontline home business, and again, our files. This is a subdomain, so the files that we uploaded originally to the main domain don't actually work on the subdomain, because every link that we created with a subdomain like this, everywhere it says domain, it actually says local SEO dot frontline home business. So the files need to be inside of the subdomain folder. So I have to go into local SEO and upload the one-off files inside of there to then be able to see them. And you can check that, because if you right click an image and you look at it, it'll tell you the path for the actual image, and now it's there because I just uploaded it. So if I refresh, everything's gonna work. Yes, it is, and that's fantastic. So we got everything working, my link out to it, the words all work, all the links up top work, looks good, down here works, looks great. So that's how you do the subdomain portion. So that means my subdomain profile has been created, right? So we'll just double check subdomain profile. You want to replace it? Yep. Okay, and we can X out. Sure. Frontline SEO. So now my profile's created. So actually I'm going to delete this because I'm not using that, and I can actually delete this because I'm not using that. And I have my index with and without project, my vars for both. My subdomain profile is created, so now I need to do my subdomain batch. That's the same, I know that, so I'll edit mine. Actually, let me copy this because this is how I do this. I make my batch files and my profiles the same name as what it is for subdomains. So this is going to be local SEO.bat. So I'm going to delete. I'm going to edit this one. Now I got to get the path, right? So let's go to subdomain profile. I'm actually going to copy and paste and then rename to local SEO profile. Let me just make sure that that works. Don't want to go crazy here. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Cancel. Yes. Everything's good. So now I need this path, right? Copy. Paste. But it's not this profile. It's the local SEO.pfl that I want this batch file to run. So after that, hit file save, and I can just delete that one because I don't need it. So now my profile is there, my batch file is there, everything's all there, and we can test this. I mean, we got our project batch. Let's run it. Boom. That should run. And give it another couple seconds. It's about done. It's running in the background, so we'll run the subdomain now. Boom. We'll run that. And we can test it by checking online. The MOWG sitemap, right? There's our local master sitemap. There's our Frontline SEO project master sitemap. You can see down here in the bottom, it created master sitemap 1. So this is the first run. And all the pages, right? We can go to the pages and they work. And if we go to the local, we could see that it created master sitemap 1. And all these pages still work. Yep. That's fantastic. Beautiful. Everything works as advertised. That's how you rebrand your UAP folder for yourself. And then now that this is all the hard work's pretty much done, all my organization is done right there. What I would do is I don't need these original files anymore. I can copy this folder that I just did, create it, and rename it to, maybe I want to do one for my plumber. So we'll do all purpose plumbing, and then I just have to change only a few things. We know for sure that there's no MOWG branding at all in there, so we know it's safe to just change what's necessary and press on. Okay, that's it, folks. Hope this helps you guys out, and I will be looking forward to hearing your feedback. Bye. Real quick, one thing I almost forgot to go over was inside of the one-all files you have a redirect.html. You want to open that in Dreamweaver, and you can see that the redirect link goes to mowgcrew.com, and it has Dave's stat counter in there. So you're going to want to put your stat counter, and you're going to want to change this to your link. So let's do frontlineseo.com. We'll save it. I'll just take stat counter out for now. Save it. And then you can just come in here. So one-all files, we got the redirect. Upload. Yes, I want to overwrite. That was in my local SEO, so I also need to go into my public HTML one-all files. Overwrite. I just wanted to let you see that real quick.